Conversation speaks to building a support system to hard work. That you do not just go out there and begin to work. Activities alone does not generate results. And so you've got to build a system around your work. You've got to build a system around the hard work that you do. Because no matter how you drive in a wrong direction, your destination is still a wrong one. No matter how you drive fast in a wrong direction, you will end up in a wrong destination. And that is why your hard work requires a support system. For your hard work to generate success, there are some certain things that has to be in place. Because majority of people set out to work hard, but at the end of the day, it is still frustration. So most people are frustrated not because they are not working hard, but because their work does not have a support system. If your work does not have a support system, you will keep lamenting that you work hard every day. You wake up 5 o'clock, you sleep 5 o'clock again. So no matter how you do the hard work, if you do not build the right structure, the right system around your work, frustration will persist. And you keep lamenting, I've done this, I've done that. It is not only about the work, but about building the right system around the work. And so here today, the conversation we speaks to those systems you need to build to support your hard work. So the conversation speaks to those things you have to do, the prerequisites you have to do before you set out to work hard. So I'll be mentioning certain things that you need to do to support your hard work. Because hard work alone does not guarantee the success. It is not the degree of energy you put in, but how strategic your energy in. Hard work is great. It remains the key to greatness. But only hard work does not guarantee the required success that you seek. And that is why there's a need to build a support system to hard work. So your hard work will not just be activities alone. Because activities does not guarantee results. Energy that is not channeled rightly will not guarantee any results. And that's why you see some people commit little energy but generate a lot of results. Because they've built the right system around the energy they commit. Because they've built a system around their work. They're not just working, but they're working rightly. They're not just working, but they're working strategically. You don't just wake up in the morning and set out without a direction. If you do not know where you are going, every road becomes a direction. If you do not know your destination, every path becomes your direction. If you wake up in the morning and you set out and you do not have where you are going, if anyone calls you, you're going to follow the person. If this calls you, let's go here, you're going to follow the person. And that is why majority of us are just full of activities. We are just being active every day, just being busy for busy sake. You cannot just be busy and expect a result. It doesn't work like that. I often tell people that there are laws that govern the universe. And except you abide by the laws, you will be consumed. Because the world was here before you. The universe was here before you. And so you've got to bend and not the universe to bend for you. So you are the one that needs to bend yourself around the universe. You have to fit yourself into the universe. And not the universe bend for you, no. So the universe will never surrender to you. You've got to surrender to the universe. You've got to understand all the clauses, the laws, the cause and effects, the oneness, the duality, all the laws that govern the universe. You've got to understand them and apply them rightly for you to really generate results from your hard work. So you don't just wake up and begin to, no, it's not done that way. That's just activities. That's just activities. And so today I will be speaking to 8 critical points that you need to put in place to support your hard work. 8 critical points you need to support your hard work. So you don't just work, you work rightly. You don't just set out, you set out with direction. Majority of people are just doing they do not have direction. They do not know what they're doing. They do not know where they're going. And so the first thing I will be speaking to is direction. I'll be speaking to direction. And as I've said at the beginning of the conversation, that if you set out in the morning without destination, at the end of the day, your destination will be wrong because you do not have a destination. If you set out in the morning without direction, every path you see becomes your direction. Anybody can invite you during the day. Anybody can just get on the phone and call you. You can just follow whatever direction, whatever information. And let me tell you, at the end of the day, you will be frustrated because you will never have a result. And when I'm talking about direction, I'm speaking to your strengths. When I speak to direction, I speak to your strengths. I speak to your gift. I speak to your talent. I speak to your skills. I speak to your idea. I speak to the market you are trying to find yourself. This is direction. You must be clear on all of this. You must be clear on your strengths. You must be clear on your idea. You must be clear on your skills. You must be clear on the market that you are going into. If you just wake up and say, this is where I want to be, I just want to be in the music industry, I just want to be, without your strength, is your strength designed for that market? So you must be clear on your strength. This is my strength. That when I find myself here, I will not need motivation to move here. Because majority of people find themselves in parts where they need daily motivation from people. And let me tell you, if you need motivation to do it, you are not in the right place. If you need motivation to do it, you are not in the right place. If you need external motivation from people for you to do it, you are not in the right place. And so majority of people have found themselves in a direction where their strength does not lie. The first thing is that you've got to get your direction right. Because no matter how hard you work in a wrong direction, the end point is frustration. Forget about it. No matter how hard you work in a wrong direction, your results will be frustration. And that is the first thing you've got to clearly get. You've got to clearly find where your strength lies. The idea you've generated, is it a viable idea? Is it feasible? Is it possible? Is it a smart idea? Can you actualize it? Can you give it specific time? Is it measurable? You must be able to clearly define this before you set out to do your work. Before you go out to say, I'm working hard, your direction must be clear. Before you get out to start your work, your direction must be clear. You must know where you want to work, what you want to do. Your strength is here, then we follow it up. So majority of people are just working without direction. And that is why at the end of every day, they need motivation to go to the next day. The following day, they need motivation to even wake up from the bed. There must be motivation here and there for them to keep going. When you need motivation every time, you probably have gotten yourself into a wrong direction. You are in a wrong direction. Because let me tell you, what it takes to generate success, it's not motivation. What it takes to generate success is not motivation. So you do not need motivation to generate success. You need inner strength. So your strength must match the direction for you to generate any results. And so before you set out to do any work, you must clearly get your direction right. You must clearly get your direction right. And I'm saying that your strength, your skill, your idea, and the market that you are going into. That is the first thing. You've got to get it clear and right. And the second thing is that you've got to build knowledge around the direction you have located. You've got to build knowledge around the direction you have located. So when you have done your clear work, your deep evaluation and analysis, and you have found your direction, the next thing is to build knowledge, is to build skills. Because let me tell you, we all have raw potential, but until potential is processed, it is still useless. It's often said that potential is power, but let me tell you, until you process potential, it's useless. So you've got gift, you've got talent, you've got skills, got whatever, but you need to process it. You need to build on it. You need to gain clarity on that part, on that direction that you found yourself. This is my strength. I can do this, I can do that, yes. But you need to gain more in-depth. You need to gain clarity. You need to gain mastery of the direction you found yourself. Because let me tell you, nobody invites you without competence. So I cannot invite you to do my job if you do not have competence in that direction. So if you have not built the right skills properly, if you have not developed the strength properly, it is not possible for you to generate any meaningful results. You will just be full of activities. And as I've said, activities alone will not take you anywhere. Activities alone will not take you anywhere. Activities alone will not take you anywhere. So you've gained your direction, then you need to master your direction. You need to gain mastery over your direction. So as you are setting out to start the work and begin to do your hard work, you need to master the direction that you have located, the direction that you have identified, the strengths that you have seen in yourself. I can do this. I have strength here. So you need to then master that strength. Gain knowledge. Read books. Follow great people in that direction. Identify great people with records and follow them. Great people in the direction you have identified, follow them up. Listen to their videos, their audios, their tapes, their interviews. And so while you are doing the mastery, the next thing is that you've got to be able to identify your location. You've got to be able to identify your location. Because let me tell you, all of this thrives on location. No matter how you've mastered your craft, no matter how you have gained clarity on your direction, if you locate yourself in the right location, you will still be striving and be struggling. You will still be struggling. Yes, you've got a fantastic gift, you've got a fantastic skill, you've got everything, but in the wrong location, you'll be frustrated. So you've got to be able to build that agency to know the alignment between your skill and your location. The agency to identify your location and match it with your skill, with your strength, with your direction. Destiny is location sensitive. Destiny is location sensitive. So if you are not able to align your skills, your gift, your talent, your markets with your location, you probably will be frustrated. If you are doing a stuff that speaks to younger generation in the location where older people reside, who would demand for such thing? If you are doing a stuff that speaks to younger generation in a location where older people reside, who is going to demand for such thing? That is location misalignments. You have not been able to align your location with your skill, with your gifts, with your market, with your industry. There must be an alignment between your gift, your skill, and your location. So the third thing is you must get your location right. Majority of people strive hard in a wrong location. And they keep complaining, I work hard, I did everything, I've done this, I've done that, and nothing works. But they've not been able to deeply check their location. Align their location with their talent, with their skill, with their gift. So you must be able to align your location with your direction. You must be able to align your location with your direction. So there must be an alignment with skill, gift, talent, and location. So if you are setting out to work hard, you must align location and your work. So when you get your location right, then we begin to talk about positioning. Positioning. That no matter how right your location is, if your positioning is wrong, it's another frustration. You've got to get your positioning right. In the right location, but right positioning. Right location, but right positioning. When I speak to positioning, I'm speaking to visibility. I'm speaking to branding. I'm speaking to perception. How do you want people to see your market, your strengths, your gifts? Because nobody demands what they cannot see. Nobody demands what they cannot see. So you've got to be able to position yourself rightly in the market that you find yourself. Your feasibility must be so obvious, must be clear. You cannot go and then hide yourself somewhere with your great skill. If you have agreed with a friend to meet in a particular location, yes, you got to the right location, but you went behind a structure. Nobody will find you. Your friend won't be able to locate you. You agree to meet in a particular location, but you get to the location and then went behind a structure. That's you have gone to hide yourself. So you have find the right location, fantastic, but positioning, feasibility. Positioning is one of the powerful key in the four P's. So your positioning must be fantastic, must be powerful. Yes, you have got the great skills, you have done your mastery of the skills, you have found yourself in the right location, but you're not positioning yourself rightly. People are not seeing you. Your feasibility is dimmed. Your feasibility is low. The resolution of your feasibility is low. You've got to increase the resolution of your feasibility. You've got to increase the resolution of your feasibility. That's positioning, branding, perception. These are the things that you've got to do to support your hard work. You must support your hard work. You do not just set out and be talking about hard work. You need a system. You need a system around your hard work. You need a system around your hard work. You need structure. And so the next thing is that you've got to get the right relationship. You need relationship. This is what I call relationship capital. You need the right relationship because you will need your relationship at a time. At a particular time, you will need emotional relationship, emotional support. You will need mental support. You will need financial support. So you must get your relationship right. Because you are a human being, you need all of these supports. Your mental support. You need emotional support. You need financial support. So no matter how you have gotten your idea rightly, at a time when you need financial support and you cannot get, you can be frustrated. You've gotten a fantastic idea, you've done all your analysis, all your evaluation, but you need finance. You need financial support to bring the idea to life. And that's why you've got to get your relationship right. You need relationship. You need relationship. You've got to be careful of people that just drain you. You've got to be careful of people that just come around to fortunes. They're just feeding on you. So you need you need relationship, and you've got to get your relationship right. Financially, emotionally, and mentally. Because you will need either of these at a particular point. And if you cannot find them at that time, you might be frustrated. You might be frustrated if you cannot find all of these. When you need financial support and you cannot get with a fantastic idea, You can be frustrated. You can be frustrated. So this is one of the pillars that you need to support your hard work. You don't just set out to work hard. It is not fun to just work hard. You are not having fun here. You want to generate something. That's where you're working hard. And so when you work hard and you cannot generate result, it is useless. When you work hard and you cannot generate result, your effort is useless. So it is better not to use your efforts than to use it without results. It is better not to use your efforts than to use it without generating any results. And that's what I'm saying here, that you need to support your efforts with system, with structure. So when you get your relationship right, you need collaboration too. This is another thing that people underrate. A lot of people underestimate the power of collaboration. They think, now I've gained idea, I've got strength, I've got skills, I can do it alone. If you can do it alone, probably you will be the only one that God created. So if you can do it alone, probably you have been the only one in this planet. But because you cannot do it alone, so God has created a lot of people around you. God created a lot of people around you to support you. So you need collaboration. You need collaboration. You cannot do it alone. Your strength alone is not enough. So the completion of you relies in others. So for you to complete the whole package, you need other people to work together. You need people in your direction. You need people in that skills you have built. You need some people who are ahead of you, who are doing it already. So you need to collaborate. Collaborate rightly. Find right people. People that have got the skills, deeper skill than you. You've got to learn collaboration. So you've got to collaborate with other people in the industry, in the market you found yourself. You cannot do it alone. Collaborate means to work together with other people, to locate other people who have strength in your direction. Some people who knows how to do it maybe better. Some people who are also ambitious like you, who are driving the direction you are driving towards. So that's what collaboration means. Yagmo, yes, that's collaboration. You cannot do it alone. No matter how fantastic you are, no matter how deep your knowledge is, no matter how deep your strength is, you still need to collaborate. You know, it is iron that sharpens iron. When you come and I come and we do it together, we generate the result faster. When you do it with other people, you generate result faster. So stop living in your head alone and think you can do it alone. Stop living in your own head and think, I've got a fantastic idea, I can do it. You cannot do it alone. You need people, you need to collaborate. What you can do for 30 days alone, you will do it in 10 days together with people. You will do it in few days, and then you have moved on to another thing. So you need collaboration, you need people. Don't do it alone. Don't set out just working hard, thinking I'm working, I'm busy, every day I'm working. Collaborate. Find some other people to collaborate. Look for ambitious people like you. Look for people who are driving the directions that you are going through. Sally, you can thief it. You can take it, it's for you. So you don't just go out there and begin to say, I want to work hard, I'm working hard. Hard work is good, it's fantastic. But you need support. You need support to your hard work. And so when you collaborate, you also need to understand timing. You need to understand timing. There is time to some majority of ideas. There is time to some ideas. And so when the time for your idea has not come, it does not mean that it's a wrong idea. When the time for your idea has not come, it does not mean that you have found a wrong idea. It probably means you need to rebrand. It probably means you need to redesign. It probably means you need to shift and adjust around the idea for some times, so that people are not demanding for the skills for the idea. Does not mean it is not a right idea. So not every time support every idea. So you've got to understand the factor of time. And then I blend it with space, time and space. So when the time has not come, give it the space to rebrand it, to repackage it, and by the time you are demanded for, you are strong. I remember the story of Toyota when the business was trying to penetrate the North American market. The first time it was not accepted. For some period of time, the market does not really accept the idea. But Toyota did not relent. They went back to the drawing board and keep redesigning and then having interaction with the markets. What do they want? How do they like it? What do they expect? As they're interacting with the market, they're going to the drawing board, redesign, repackage, reconfigure, rematch. And by the time the market was ready, so they penetrated fully. So you have to understand the space factor. When at the beginning of your idea, the time is not ripe, then you give it the space to rebrand it, to repackage it, to redesign it. And by the time the market is ready, you come strong. So you've got to also understand the time factor. The time factor. Don't think the idea you have generated is a wrong one. Look at time and give it some space. And so lastly, before I go, is energy management. Because this is one of my core strengths, how to manage your energy. How to manage your energy. Because if you cannot manage your energy right, by the time the market is demanding for your idea and your energy is exhausted, someone else will take your glory. If you cannot manage your energy rightly, by the time the market is ready to take your idea and your energy is exhausted, someone else will take your glory. Preserve your energy. Eat rightly, rest rightly, do right exercise, know when to work, know when to relax, know when to strategize, know when to observe. Be careful of expending your energy all the time. It is not always about your energy. The biggest currency you have is your energy, and you have to preserve it. So learn how to preserve your energy. Be calculative, be measured, be observant. And if you can put this together, I'm telling you, your hard work will guarantee success. Your hard work will generate success. Because a lot of people set out just to work hard. I've found the gift, I've found the talents, I've found idea, I've got the strength. Let me just go out there and keep banging. Let me go out there and keep pressing. Let me go out there and then keep working. But let me tell you, it's not just about going out there to work, but it's about working rightly. It's not just about going out there to work, but working rightly. Get your work rightly. Before you work hard, get system, get structure, know the direction, get mastery of your direction, know your location, position yourself rightly, get right relationship, collaborate, understand time and space, and preserve your energy. And if you do this, I'm telling you, success is guaranteed. Support your hard work. Support your hard work. I wish you all the best as you strive, as you keep working hard, as you keep doing your best. I wish you all the best.